Have you ever had a hard time figuring out which was an ego-based choice and which choice was a soul-centered choice? When a person is just beginning to awaken to themselves as a soul-level learner in a body, discerning the difference between temptation and the soul's will can be a tricky thing. Some tips to consider. Temptation will usually bring only short-term relief to whatever the issue is at hand, and it will derail you from heading in the direction you really want to go. Temptation will almost always be urging you to settle for something less than what you really want. Temptation will play on your fears. Temptation will guide you to postpone or avoid taking action toward fulfilling your deepest goals and dreams, which will always bring you more pain and suffering. Temptation will be sly, slick, and cunning, often sounding totally reasonable and practical. Temptation will always be fear-based, even if no actual fear energy seems to be present. The will of your soul, on the other hand, will be gently guiding you upward. Your soul's voice will sound calm, rational, and neutral, very matter-of-fact and authentic. Your soul's voice will be asking you to take the higher road, which is not always seem like the easy way, but it will be the only way that will take you in the direction that you really want to go in order to achieve your dreams. Your soul's voice will be asking you to take action, to complete something, face something, realize something. Stand up inside of yourself. In short, your soul's voice will be asking you to do the very thing you most fear. The voice of the will of your soul comes from loving and always has your best interest in mind. When you listen to this part of yourself and act on course with the will of your soul, you will feel wonderful inside, even triumphant. Have you ever given in to the voice of temptation? I hope you were honest with yourself and said, heck yes, because I've never met anyone who hasn't. In fact, I've never met anyone who hasn't hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times. If you are human, you will continuously experience the temptation to settle for less than what you really want. You will be enticed to stay small, safe, secure, and comfortable out of fear, when in fact your soul is urging you to play it big, bold, loud, and expansive. Let's look at some typical examples of temptations that many people face. A person who's quitting an addiction may be faced daily with healing in their own mind. You know you want that drink, cigarette, drug right now. A person who is attempting to get into better shape may hear, go ahead, eat it. It will taste great and you'll feel so much better. Come on, what harm can one donut do? The woman recovering from an abusive relationship may hear, he's a little insensitive. So what? You can't expect perfection. And would you rather end up alone? The job seeker may get a less than ideal job offer and hear, so what if it's not what you really want? You'll never get a better offer than that, and you need this security right now. You get the picture. The person addicted to sex will be faced with more sex. Person addicted to gambling with more chances to roll the dice. The debtor with the opportunity to go deeper into debt. The workaholic with more opportunities to work. Codependent with more people to help. The sugar addict with a box full of chocolates, and so on. All for the purpose of reminding us that temptation needs to be denied under the power of our own free will choice in order to overcome any obstacle and pass the test of our soul's current curriculum. Understand that your ego-based personality will be freaking out at the up-leveling you're ready to take, and will do everything in its power to keep you small, safe, and comfortable at whatever frequency your current level of energy or comfort zone resides. You must make the choice in order to grow and evolve. For your life to begin to change for the better, And here's the part about the temptation that took me a while to grasp, but finally gave me the internal resolve to begin to make better choices. If you repeatedly say yes to the platter of temptation, the server will pile on more and more and more unhealthy treats and begin to come by more often. Soon, the cigarette smoker will go from smoking 1 pack a day to 2 or 3. The donut eater will be faced with a new secretary who brings in 24 donuts every morning. The abused woman's new boyfriend will begin to criticize, then scream, then hit. And the kid who began smoking pot last year will get introduced to ecstasy, then cocaine, then heroin. Have you ever had the tray of temptation lure you to sink lower, then lower, then lower? It was only after I had sunk pretty low in my own life that I was able to muster the strength to say no way to settling what was on that platter. You always have the power to say no to your ego-based temptation. It's just a matter of calling upon your free will choice. Engage the authentic power of your free will. Choose to get committed to your own highest good. Say, I have the power to say no to my ego-based voice of temptation and say yes to the voice of my soul. Action step. Claim your resolve to say no to ego-based temptations and say yes to the will of your soul, knowing that your soul's voice will always have your highest good in mind. Declaration. Acting on my ego-based urgings will always bring me suffering. Acting on my soul-based urgings will always bring me into alignment with the loving. I now choose to say no to temptation and follow the voice of my soul in my highest and greatest good. Many blessings of joy and vibrant freedom.